Thank you very much, Comrade Brown, for the introduction, and to welcome you all, members of the press. As usual, we welcome you to the Zanu Pf headquarters. I just wanted to touch on a few issues. As much as you'll appreciate that we had a very successful Congress, and what we were expecting and what we are experiencing are a lot of our provinces holding meetings to give feedback on the Congress and the other issues that came out of the Congress, explaining the resolutions that were taken and the decisions that were taken. And our provinces have been holding meetings, amongst other things, to brief our membership on the Congress. However, we've received reports that in a number of our provinces, in various areas, we are experiencing aspiring candidates going around soliciting support to be voted in as members of parliament or as members of as councillors in the various local authorities. It is a right of every member of the party to stand for elections and to be considered for positions. And it's a right as a member that when positions do come up, you express your desire to be considered. You also given time to campaign, to solicit for votes, and that you compete with others for that positions. And in the end, the winner is then voted in, and we support whoever is the winner, and so that the party continues. But having said that, what it means is that it doesn't give the right for those members to campaign as and when they want to campaign. There is a time that will come where we will advise those who are aspiring for those positions to come out and campaign. And normally that comes after the party has declared that this is now the time to campaign. And in most cases, we will have disseminated the criteria for those to be considered for the various positions. We would have disseminated the guidelines to be followed by those who want to be considered. Therefore, it's not right for a member to come up and solicit for support before you are aware of the guidelines, the requirements, the criteria, and before the party authorizes you to do so. So when you campaign before the time, it's tantamount to a disciplinary offense. And therefore, once you do that, you are liable for a disciplinary action. So I am appealing to my colleagues in the party, those who are aspiring to be members of parliament or councillors in local authorities, not to go out and campaign. They can only do that when the time comes. And when we have issued that directive, when they know the guidelines, when they know the criteria, and at that time they will be free to campaign, to solicit for votes. Therefore, I'm appealing to our members that they desist from campaigning, from holding meetings, from issuing placards, for sending messages, sometimes through the social media, some of them with their own faces on t-shirts and placards holding their faces. And therefore, we are appealing for our members to desist. And as I said, failure to do so really is really a disciplinary offense, and therefore attracts disciplinary action. I would also want to appeal to our structures, the provinces, the DCCs, to ensure that they also cascade this message down our structures, and for the appropriate structures to take action where this is happening. So I appeal to our provinces in particular to show leadership in reprimanding those who won't take heed to this warning. We would want to ensure that we demonstrate as a party, as we have done in the past, that we are disciplined members of the party, and we only do things when we are authorized to do so. So I would like to believe that we will see a change and that we will get positive reports from our provinces on this particular issue. And probably tied to that, but probably in a different perspective, is the issue of the use of social media. Social media is an acceptable and effective way of communication, but we also don't believe that it must be abused. We want to see people using social media, our members, using social media for purposes of disseminating constructive ideas, information, positive contributions to the party, to its generality of members, campaigning for the party, for the president. And these are the kind of the things that we would like to see. But we have noted of late that in some cases and in some provinces, not all of them, in about 1 or 2 provinces where we have seen the abuse of the social media, where people are scoring points against their perceived opponents or senior members of the party whom they think probably are not in support of their candidatures in future. And therefore, we again would want to call upon our members to desist from abusing the social media for their own personal vendettas and their personal fights. But again, I appeal to our structures, particularly at provincial level, to say where there are these cases, where there is evidence of abuse of social media against senior members or against opponents, that they take disciplinary action against that. We would like to remain a disciplined party, that our members follow the procedures, and we would like to make sure that let's make use of the social media for constructive contributions, to strengthen our party, to inform our members about the success stories of the government, and also information on how best we can strengthen our party. Therefore, it's an issue that I would like to appeal to our membership that we take cognizance of. as you are aware, we had the establishment of structures for the Youth League, from the party districts to the provinces and to the national executive. And that was after the establishment of the national executive structures. We then held a conference for the Youth League, which culminated in establishing the positions for the national executive. 20 positions for the heads of department, and also 20 positions as their deputies. We followed the same pattern in establishing the same structures for the Women's League, starting with party districts, again culminating in establishing the national executive, again following the same pattern as I alluded to when I was making reference to the National Youth Executive. We also established the War Veterans League, again establishing structures at party districts, at provincial level, and also at the national executive level. And of course, that's after the establishment of the national executive of the war veterans. We also went for the Central Committee elections. And as a result of the fact that you now have new members in the Central Committee, new members in the National Executive of the Youth, new members in the National Executive of the other structures, the women, the war veterans, what it means is that some of the positions that were held by these people are now vacant because they've taken up senior positions. We would want the filling up of these positions so that we don't have vacancies, and we would want these positions filled up so that we are a full force and we can make the party is stronger when we have a full strength in terms of the structures at party districts, at DCC level, at provincial level. So all these members who have been absorbed in the higher structures, we would want their positions filled, or their positions that they should be replaced. And in so doing, we expect that in some instances, our members will, or our structures will carry out co-options. And in some cases, they will hold elections. But whether they are co-options or elections, we would appeal for our members to follow the dictates of our current constitution. The constitution, our constitution gives clarity on how this is done, how the co-options are done, who conducts the co-options, who is eligible to be co-opted. And we would want that done as quickly as possible. As you are aware, we are now gearing up into the 2023 harmonized general elections. We would want all our structures to be on full swing, and for us also to contribute to our campaigning exercise. And we would want to ensure that all our structures, all our teams are in full strength. And therefore, I'm appealing to the provinces to ensure that these co-options and these elections are carried out timeously, and that as we move into the full swing, we have the full complement. And obviously, there is an ongoing exercise that the provinces must ensure that we continue to ensure that we have authentic sales structures. we have people in those cells who we don't have fake cells, and that our cell members have got the various papers that they should have to make them eligible voters, and those that are not voters yet to be registered as voters. And we would want our structures to ensure that we all work as a team to ensure that we give assistance where it is needed, so that all our members can exercise their right to vote. And of course, lastly, with the coming on of the rains, and which were probably up to now, we received very good rains across the country, and we would like to appeal to our members to take advantage of the various schemes on offer, and in particular the Pfumvudza scheme. And I've been going around and very pleased to see a lot of our people really working on their fields and preparing for planting. So I would like our members to take advantage of these various schemes that the party and government have come up as a way of empowering our people so that they can utilize the land that has been offered to them productively. But more importantly, for them also to consult as much as possible the various expertise that they find in their own areas, so that they take advantage of their knowledge, their experience, and to make sure that they get the advice so that they can continue to do the best they can in terms of utilizing their land productively. These are the issues that I wanted to raise, and completes my press briefing for today. Thank you very much.
Right.